Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be discussing 5 things I got wrong about Warhammer 40,000. Since I started the Space Wolves Army Build Challenge earlier this year, I've been really surprised at how much I'm enjoying Warhammer 40,000, and I had lots of preconceptions before I started playing, and a lot of those put me off even starting it, but I'm really glad I did, and since I've been playing games at the local game store, it's taken the hobby to a whole new level. Then I went for another army build, this time the Catachans, building an Astra Militarum army, and I'm into it even deeper now. I really love the game. And so I thought it would be interesting to go over the reasons why I didn't play it before, and then talk about why the 5 things that put me off the most are actually some of the things I enjoy about the game now. Let's go through the 5 things I got wrong about Warhammer 40,000. But before we do that, I would just like to say a massive thank you to today's sponsor. That's Dungeons & Lasers Encounters that you can find on GameFound. Their new campaign started on the 14th of June on the GameFound platform. The super successful campaign ends today, the 28th of June, so not long left. The encounters give you complete outdoor terrain scenery for your RPG and skirmish games. There are many pledge levels, and you can choose from Elven Woods, Swamps of Doom, Land of Giants, Creatures Pack, and you can find extra neoprene gaming mats in the add-ons section. Each starter pledge and higher will receive a 19cm tall Tarask model, and you'll get 1 per pledge. The starter pledge is €99, giving you 2 encounter sets, and the adventurer's pledge is €149. You'll get 4 encounter sets. Both will give you the stretch goals and Tarask model. Click the link in the description below to visit the website and see all the info, then just hit the follow button to join the party, and each follower who then orders a €99+ pledge will receive another awesome bonus, an 80mm Leshy miniature. So thanks again to Dungeons & Lasers Encounters by Archon Games for being today's sponsor. Right, let's get started with number 1, and that is that there are lots of books to buy. Now, I'm not wrong here, there really are a lot of books to buy. You get the core book, you then get your codex, and if you're playing something like the Space Marines, for example, you buy the codex, but then you'll need a codex supplement if you want to play a different chapter within the Space Marines. While there are loads of books out there to buy and it feels like you have to get them to play the game, you really don't need to. So you don't have to buy any of these books that you see here, not even the core book. So if you want to get hold of the rules to play the game, you can get them for free as a downloadable PDF, and that's with the Warhammer community site. Then when you need to buy the codex or look up the information for your faction or chapter, there are websites out there that have got everything you need, so you don't have to buy the book, and you can just look at those websites from your phone or an iPad while you're playing the game, and you can even screenshot the images and put together a slideshow or a PDF and then print that off. So while it's nice to have these books, you really don't need them. I don't own the core book, I've just done everything from the PDF and then getting all my other answers online. I did buy the Space Marines and Space Wolves Codex though, and I must admit, I really do like having them, but I play the Astra Militarum more than anything now, and as you might know, they don't have a codex that's really up to date, so I don't even have a codex for them. I get all my information online. The second thing I got wrong is that there are lots of rules and updates. Again, there are lots of rules and updates, but I always viewed that as a negative thing. I thought that once you've learnt the basic rules and then they get updated, you'd have to relearn them. The constant addition of balanced data slates, that surely is annoying. And then it's every quarter at the moment as well. All these updates are coming. Then you get books like Saga of the Beast that contain special rules on top of your codex and on top of your codex supplement. So all these different rules all over the place can be a bit of a jumble and can easily be confusing, especially when you first get started. But now I look at these updates as positive things, and I was really happy to see the fantastic balanced data sheet for the Astra Militarum last week. This really has improved the game. It's made it really fun. It's interesting to get these little changes to your army and how they're going to play, and also interesting to see what's going to happen to all of your friends' armies that you're going to play against. So I really love these rules updates. They can really help you. Sometimes they can make your units worse though, but that all adds to the fun. Probably the biggest thing I got wrong was thinking that I needed to have a big army. Now I'm probably the wrong person to be talking about this because I am in the middle of building a 6,000 point Astra Militarum army. But if I didn't have the YouTube channel, I might not be doing that. There's a good chance I still would be, but maybe I wouldn't be going quite so big. The first army I built was the Space Wolves, and again I went 3,000 points on this just because it was so cool, so many cool characters and lots of different units to play. And I'm glad I did do that because I get lots of variety. But you really don't have to do this, and you certainly don't need to do 3,000 points to play the game. In fact, I would recommend going with a combat patrol to get started. That way you get some nice units that you can play with, you can test out the army to see if you like the play style, and then if you want to expand it past 500 points, you can just add one model at a time and slow grow your army, and then that's going to be really fun, and you're certainly going to get games in your local store. This ties in with the idea that it's expensive, but if you can get this combat patrol down from £90 RRP with a 20% discount, then that's not going to be so bad, and you can start the game with that. Then add one model or unit at a time every month or few months, and over a year you could soon build this up past that 500 point level to something a bit bigger. So starting small and then slow growing your army is a great way to learn the playstyle, learn what all the units do, and really focus on the rules of the game and learn those too. Number 4 is that the games take hours to play, and sometimes they do, but if you play those smaller games, 500 point level or 1,000 point level, they don't always take that long. If you choose an army like Astra Militarum with lots of units, because those units have lower point values, then it is going to take longer per turn to play. But if you go with Space Marines or Adeptus Custodes, you're not going to have as many models, so even a 1,000 point game, you're not going to have an awful lot going on, so it's not going to take too long to go through it. But with all that said, I love playing the long games. The time goes so quick and it's great fun. I love having the big armies and playing against different models that my friends bring along. It's just brilliant. Now on to number 5, and that's that the game is boring when it's not your turn. And I was very wrong about this one. In fact, when it's not my turn, I love seeing what my opponent's going to be up to, where they put their models, even just looking at their models. It's so cool to see them, especially when they've got ones like these knights that my friend Tom brought along and let me use in the photos here. It's also good to see what the tactics are used by your opponent. And here's some grey knights from a player down at my club called Dave who brought them along. And these are awesome. I love seeing the tactics he plays, and I'm learning a lot from that. I also find you're having to roll a lot to make your saves, and it's also a good time in those quiet periods when you're not rolling to just check over your own stratagems, maybe look at your cards and decide what you might do in your next turn. So there you go, there's the 5 things I think I got wrong about Warhammer 40,000. I'd love to know what you think though, and have I missed any big ones out here? Was there any misconceptions you had prior to playing the game? And do you think I'm wrong about any of these 5 things that I've talked about here? Maybe it is boring for you. Let me know in the comments section below. I really didn't think I'd end up playing Warhammer 40,000 because of some of these things, but it was when I was playing Kill Team when the new Octarius box set came out, and it was just quite complex. There was lots to it, lots of depth, and I thought if I'm going to learn all this, I might as well learn Warhammer 40,000. So that's what steered me in the direction, and I'm really glad I got there because it's been such fun playing the game so far, and I love building the armies and making up the army lists, because a lot of the time spent is outside of actually playing the game and just thinking about what you're going to do at your next meetup and putting together fun lists and things like that. So it's a really fun game. You get so much value out of it if you're really into it and spend a lot of time in the planning stages too. So yeah, that's another thing I really like about the game. Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read what you think about this and hear some of your feedback about the game too. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.